Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Mafia Definitive Edition. I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. Let's continue from where we left off here. If you are enjoying this, please do drop a like. It's helped the series out a lot. Thank you guys all for the support. This has been one of the most popular series I've played on the channel.
Look at these houses. Big yards, white picket fences. It's the American dream, eh, Tommy?
I suppose.
Not for you?
No, sir. I like being closer to the business.
Don't let the flower beds and front porches fool you. There's more criminals out here than in the rest of the city combined.
Is that why we're in the neighborhood?
In a way. Merle's got a dirty prosecutor on his payroll named Watkins. Turns out he's old friends with Galati.
The city councilor?
The same. Morell let drop that we might have had something to do with the Galati boy's death. Now Watkins is loaded for bear, trying to do right by his buddy. Word is, he's striking gold with a few witnesses.
You have names?
Yeah. But Paulie and Sam are taking care of them. I'm putting you on a different part of the job. We need whatever Watkins has got on us.
Well, where's he holding?
A safe in his villa.
I'm no safecracker.
Don't worry about that. We're taking you to meet Salvatore. He's fresh off the boat, but he knows how to pop open anything. Just get him into the villa, find the safe, and he'll do the rest.
What kind of rumpus should I expect?
Nothing you can't handle. Watkins is going to the theater, so the house should be empty except for a bit of muscle. The office is on the first floor, and our stoolie says the safe is in the wall. Once Salvatore has the safe open, grab all the evidence and get out.
That him, boss?
Yeah, that's our guy. Salvatore, tutto bene?
Sì, grazie, Don Salieri.
Good to see you. You know the job. Don't let me down.
Sì, ho capisco.
Tommy, if you bump into Watkins, don't kill him. It'll just bring down more heat.
You got it, boss.
Buona fortuna, ragazzi.
Tommy Angelo. Piacere di conoscerti.
Meraviglioso. Per favore.
Also, to any of my Italian viewers, if you could translate what Salvatore is saying in this part, I would really appreciate it, because I have no idea what he's saying.
Parli almeno un po' di italiano? Il capo ti ha detto il piano?
I don't speak Italian.
Eccellente.
That part I understood.
Fantastico. No plan?
Yeah, the boss told me.
Please, understand. Entriamo dal labirinto senza farci sentire né vedere. La cassaforte è dietro un dipinto al primo piano. Dammi un po' di tempo e lascia fare tutto a me. Quella cassaforte avrà sicuramente un allarme.
Yeah. This is gonna be a long night for the both of us.
Something about an alarm?
Cristo santo.
But, one thing I do want to mention here is that the Italian-American Mafia, they act like they have this big pride in being Italian, and they see themselves as Italians. But here's the reality of it. The Italian-American Mafia aren't really Italians. You know, they're of Italian ancestry, sure. You know, their ancestors came from Italy. But they themselves are Americans. They're very Americanized. Like, these guys, they talk so much about how they respect Italy, respect Italy's cultures, but most of them don't even speak Italian. That's the thing is, how can you say that, you know, you're so proud to be Italian, and that, you know, you admire Italy's culture and Italy's history so much, that you're a big, proud, you know, Italian mafia boss, and you don't know how to speak a word of Italian? I'm not necessarily talking about Tommy here, but I'm talking more about, like, in The Sopranos, for example. In The Sopranos, there's actually a scene where actually Tony actually goes to Italy, and he does not speak a word of actually, of Italian, and he actually has a guy translate for him. And the Italian mobsters there, they basically see him as a joke. They do not respect him. Tony doesn't really catch on right away that they don't respect him, but they basically see him as like a joke. And so that's the thing is, these guys, they talk so much about like Italy, but they know barely anything really about Italy. So like I said, is they're not really Italians. They're more Americans.
Do what I do. Do not get caught.
Sì.
You gotta keep safe.
Safe? Sì. Is my job. Apro cassaforte. Open safe.
Christ. Okay. Radio. Let's listen to the radio.
Eccellente.
Hell of a view up here.
A volte questo paese è stupendo.
Very wealthy neighborhood here.
Ecco. Entriamo da lì. Over. Wall. Labirinto.
What?
Vedrai.
Oh, a maze.
Sì, un labirinto.
Stay here while I take out the guards.
A quanto pare in America hanno i labirinti.
There's someone in the
Okay. That was close there. I don't know why it didn't kill him knock him down right away. But, I mean, look at this house right here. Look at this place. You're telling me a prosecutor has a house like this? This prosecutor there's massive corruption going on. Like, really, really bad corruption for a prosecutor to have a house like this. Like, today, this really wouldn't fly today. A prosecutor would not be able to have this house like this today unless they are able to basically prove their finances. Back then, people would buy, like, really expensive cars, houses, and the government wouldn't really, notice that. They wouldn't really investigate that. But, today's a very different world. We still got corruption today. We still got, you know, dirty money in politics, corrupt prosecutors and the such. Still happens. But I'm saying it was a lot easier to get away with it back then than it is today.
Sure wish I could have a night off.
Oh, he's moving up to Salvatore. Okay, got him.
Nice evening for standing around, I guess. Sure wish I could have a night off.
Okay.
I think that's all of them.
Yep.
Salvatore, where are you?
I'm pretty good at stealth games.
Tommy, I hear.
Stealth is my expertise. Oh, perfect. Taking this too.
Where the hell did he go?
Sono qui, Tommy.
Guy's a pain in the ass.
Forza, vieni con me.
Where is he? Oh.
Tommy, I hear.
Sei un tipo tosto, eh? What?
Oh, also, in the Midwest, people tend to say oof, instead of oh a lot. And so that's further proof right there that, Lost Heaven is supposed to be Chicago.
Un'entrata. Open. Kick.
What kind of luck are you?
Look for dipinto.
What?
Da Vinci, Caravaggio. Hai capito?
Painting? You're saying it's behind the painting?
Sì, sì.
Okay, I understand.
Non quello.
Guess we got another room to check. Gotta be it.
Sembra di valore.
Only wall behind here.
Piace la roba costosa.
Repent. America will not fall into temptation. Prohibition must be repealed. Belief. Temptation. Do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead be filled with the Spirit. Ephesians 5:18. And what does the bottom there say? The newsletter of the American Sacred Trust. Now that's probably a Bible verse, probably that right down there. But what I will say about this is this stuff like this was very common back then in the 30s, because there was the economy was absolute garbage in this time. 25% of people were out of work. It was the worst economic conditions in American history. Well, second worst probably. I would say the aftermath of the Civil War is probably a bit worse than the Great Depression, but that at least the economy got back on track within a few years after the Civil War. The Great Depression lasted for over 10 years. But this is one of the worst economic times in American history. And at this time, people were saying, why don't we legalize alcohol again? We could, build up, alcohol businesses. It could employ people. People could make more money. It would help the economy at the same time, too. And people like to drink. But remember what I said about Prohibition. The reason that Prohibition passed was because it was passed by these really religious women. It was these really religious organizations that basically believed that drinking was a sin. They believed that it was against God, and so they lobbied the government to keep it banned, to keep it illegal. And what happened was there was pushback against Prohibition in the 20s, but by the time it was the 30s, there was real pushback, like really bad. In 1933, this is the same year that Prohibition is repealed, in this exact same year. And that was the 21st Amendment, I believe, the 21st Amendment, which repealed Prohibition. But these religious groups were making campaigns again. They were making campaigns to, like, newspapers, newsletters, pamphlets, telling people do not support repealing Prohibition, that it is, temptation, that is against God. And you see right here, you see the snake. The snake is the serpent in Christianity, oftentimes refers to as the devil, Satan, that he's trying to tempt people into drinking, the same way that the devil tempted Adam and Eve. It tempted Eve into into tricking Adam into picking the fruit from the tree that God told him not to pick from. So basically, the serpent is seen as a devil in Christianity. So that's why there's a serpent right there, and then you see the hand with the belief. And the thing about this, prohibition was very unpopular, very, very unpopular. But here's the thing: if it was so unpopular, why didn't the politicians do anything to repeal it? The reason they didn't do anything to repeal it is because it was a scapegoat. That's precisely why. Alcohol banning was a scapegoat. They were saying, oh, that if we keep alcohol banned, that all of these crimes are going to start happening if we make alcohol legal again. People are going to start getting drunk. They're going to start, attacking each other, crashing cars, stuff like that. But the reality is more crime was actually happening because alcohol was being illegal and these mafias were making a fortune. And the second thing is because these politicians did not want to piss off the religious women. They did not want to do that. Like I said, these lobby groups, these religious groups, they had a lot of power. Tremendous power within the government, and they really did not want to piss off this really religious vote. That is the thing. But the thing about that is the majority of people wanted it repealed, but the politicians were scared to go against these religious lobbies, and so that is why it took so long for prohibition to get passed. It lasted from 1919 until 1933. Yeah, this house smells of corruption. Complete corruption.
Who are you? Ma'am! Ma'am! Someone help us!
Stay out of our way and you won't get hurt.
Okay. Well, I don't remember whether the witnesses call phone the police in this game. That I don't know if they do.
Another here, Salvatore. Nothing again.
People were living in poverty during the Depression, living in Hoovervilles, and here you have a prosecutor basically living in a palace. I think the prosecutor's wife is on this floor also, if I remember correctly. Oh, this is the room with it, but I want to check all the other rooms, because I think that there is actually a collectible in the other rooms.
Gotta be it.
It's in the office. That's the room that has it. And also, here's the thing. A prosecutor today would never take evidence home. Never. When police gather evidence, what happens is there's a chain of custody form. How it basically works is forensics takes 2 pictures of each piece of evidence, and then they create the chain of custody form. And what the chain of custody form is, it's a form that every single person has to fill out, basically a list of when they're collecting evidence. So, and the reason that these forms exist is so that the defense cannot say at trial, oh, the police manipulated the evidence, or, who else came in contact with evidence. They have a clear list of every single person who came in contact with the evidence. So, the moment a detective finds the piece of evidence at a crime scene, they're going to say, oh, this cop found this piece of evidence here, and then, forensics, came, took 2 pictures of it, they bagged it, and then what happens is if a detective wants to take a look at that piece of evidence again, they have to fill out the chain of custody form at the police station, and it's kept in an evidence locker. It's not taken to a prosecutor's house. One of the big mistakes that a detective made is a detective took the, the bloody glove that O.J. Simpson had to his house, and then the defense was able to argue, oh, he could have done something to the glove. one of my when I graduated in college from law enforcement technology, got a bachelor's in that, but I never went into the field. But I remember that my professor, who was a former detective, he actually told us a really ridiculous, it's kind of a funny but crazy story at the same time too.
Delightful. Mm-hmm. What the hell are you doing here? Oh, burglars! Oh, help! We need help in here.
Okay, so I was gonna say,
Oh, help! We need help in here.
yeah, that is not a good idea to do that when you got a guy
Oh, help! We need help in here.
guy's basically pointing a gun at you. But what I was trying to say though, is that so my professor, he told us this crazy story when he was at a crime scene, and that they were basically looking for a gun, and one of the cops that was at the crime scene actually found the gun. He found it on a rooftop, and what the cop did when he found the gun on the rooftop, he said, "Here, guys, look, I found it." And he picked up the gun with his hands, without gloves. Now now the gun's basically been contaminated with the cop's fingerprints. So now the defense can argue at trial that the police, could have manipulated the defendant's, fingerprints on it. But the story gets even worse. You know what the stupid cop does after that? What the stupid cop does is he takes the gun, and then he says, "Here, guys, catch!" And he just throws it off the roof towards the other detectives. And one of the detectives caught it. But he was basically, like, just going through his mind like this. That's what my teacher saying his mind was like this right now, and they had to fill that all out in the report. They had to really write the whole thing down. I don't think the cop got fired for that, but that basically caused so many problems. They said that he told me that they ended up still prosecuting the guy because they had other evidence against him, so the guy didn't get away with it. But literally, that caused them a lot of problems at the trial. That.
Non quello.
Okay, it's gonna be in that office. Prosecutor Watkins, letter from Galati. I'm writing to thank you. If you can truly give us reliable witnesses, testimonies, and evidence that Salieri had Billy killed, I'll be in your debt. The priest story never rang true, and now he's dead and buried. This feels like our last throw of the dice. The priest story never rang true, and now he's dead and buried. I don't know what that means. If that Morello possibly killed the priest or Salieri did, I don't know what that means right there. If witnesses ask for too high of a price, I will cover it. Likewise, our mutual friend will be able to apply. That mutual friend is Morello. Some pressure. Stamping out Salieri and his family will be good for us all. These are dangerous times. I worry for your safety and the safety of your family. You will soon receive some men at your home who will protect you. With gratitude, Roberto. There is also one more piece of, one more clue that you can get in this house. I remember there was one more note. It was a newspaper. Let me just see if I can find it, because it is actually important to the lore. Here. This is very important to the Mafia lore. Empire Bay mob boss murder. So Empire Bay is the city where Mafia 2 takes place. Empire Bay mob boss murder. Spectacular pictures of vile kingpin's fiery end. Notorious racketeer Tommaso Moretti was killed outside his Empire Bay residence last Thursday afternoon, the sole victim of a car bomb undoubtedly planted by an underworld rival. Bay residents will hope that Moretti's death brings to an end this spate of gang violence that has rocked their city in recent months. Few will mourn his passing. Now, here's the thing. I know exactly who killed him. Do you know who killed Moretti? It was Carlo Falcone. Carlo Falcone was Moretti's capo regime captain. I think he was captain. That is what his rank was. And Eddie Scarpa, who was later Carlo Falcone's underboss, was actually a soldier in the family. Now, at this time, there was actually a mob war going on in Empire Bay, and it was between the Moretti family and the Vinci crime family, the family that Leo was also in, Leo Galante. Frank Vinci was the head of it, Leo was the consigliere. Now, what happened is, the war started over control of alcohol routes, so that, who would control the alcohol trade in Empire Bay. And it was between the Morettis and the Vincis. Now, what happened is Falcone wanted to take power, and he offered Galante a more favorable deal towards their family. He basically said, help me out, support me in my coup, and I'll take over the Moretti family, and we'll make peace. And Galante helped him out. So Leo Galante helped out Carlo Falcone. Carlo Falcone planted the bomb that killed Moretti. And the thing is, Moretti trusted Carlo. He did. And Carlo betrayed him and blew him up and killed him. Now, the thing is, Leo never liked Falcone. Leo hated Falcone. The reason that Leo hated Falcone is because he saw him as a traitor. Never trust a traitor. Never trust a traitor. Even if they're going to help you out, never trust them. Because if they betrayed their group, they're going to, the chances are they can probably betray your group even easier than that. If they were with their family for so long and they betrayed their boss like that, they can betray you as well. That's why that's why Leo never trusted Carlo. And also, when Carlo took power, Carlo promised Vinci that he would not go into the drug trade. And what did he do? He went into the drug trade. Carlo Falcone was a scumbag. But that's the thing about mafias. Mafia is a story betrayal. So Carlo betrayed his boss Moretti, and Salieri and Morello betrayed their boss Papone and had him killed. So it's not uncommon to betray their bosses and have their bosses killed. And also Salvatore in GTA Liberty City Stories used JD to give him information, but then he had JD killed. And the reason that he had JD killed is because he could never trust JD, because JD was able to snitch on his family like that, the Salvatore, give him all this information against the Sindaco family, and then, when he had basically ran his uses, they had him killed. And the same thing for, in The Sopranos. In The Sopranos, there's a scene that explains this pretty well. And in The Sopranos, Johnny Sacrimoni, is basically cozying up to Paulie, like pretending to be Paulie's friend. Paulie is pissed at this point. Paulie is a soldier in the Soprano family, and the reason that Paulie is pissed is because he was in jail, and while he was in jail, nobody came to visit him or take care of his sick, mother. And Paulie basically got pissed about that. And what Paulie started doing in retaliation to that is he started feeding Johnny Sack from the Lupertazzi family all of this, information, everything about Tony's dealings, all of it, and it hurt Tony's business. Because then the Lupertazzis were demanding a cut from it because they were working together, and they didn't know that Tony had side things as well, other places that he was making money from. And so it basically caused Tony so many problems, and had and what ended up the worst part about this is that Paulie's nephew, little Paulie, when they were at a family dinner while Paulie was in jail, heard about them making a joke about Ginny Sack, who was Johnny Sack's wife. They were making a joke about her weight. And the thing is, Paulie himself made jokes about Ginny's weight all the time, but Johnny didn't know that. But he basically took this to get back at Ralph, because Ralph was the guy who made the joke, because Ralph had not cut him in when Paulie tipped him off about a potential store that he could rob, and Ralph did not cut him in enough. At least Paulie felt like he got screwed over. Tony never made it right with him, and he was angry about that. And he told Johnny about that joke, and then this nearly started a war because of Johnny heard about his wife, being insulted at the, Soprano, family dinner. And the thing about this is, when Johnny Sack kept constantly telling Paulie over and over again. He kept telling him, Carmine, who's the boss, thinks the world of you. He appreciates you, but Carmine didn't even know who he was. So Johnny took advantage of that situation. Played, Paulie like a fiddle. And the thing is, if Paulie came over to the Lupertazzi family, he would be of no help to them. Nothing. The Lupertazzis were much bigger than the Sopranos. They had, hundreds of made men. Paulie was just one soldier. He wouldn't do, and he was getting old. He wouldn't do really anything for them. Be of no use. It was actually more helpful to keep him in the Soprano family so he could just keep feeding them information. And even if Johnny brought him over into the Lupertazzi family, it would just cause bad blood between the Soprano family and Lupertazzis. And he could also easily betray them if he's getting pissed and he starts talking, So that's the thing, is never trust a traitor. And that is why Leo Galante helped Carlo Falcone kill Moretti, because he wanted Moretti out of the picture, because Moretti was causing them problems. But at the same time is, Leo understood that Moretti trusted Carlo, and he betrayed him. So he was Leo's enemy. and Leo, helped Carlo kill him, but he understood that his close friend who trusted him had him, killed. And that's the thing about it, is that's what. Remember that quote that Winston's mom says in Sleeping Dogs? She says, "This business makes people crazy. People betraying each other. Friends betraying each other." And that's exactly what it is this business does make people crazy. There's really no such thing as true friendship, especially in organized crime. They're all just together with each other for money. They really don't care about each other. Okay, let's go upstairs then.
Scusa.
Sure. Show me what you can do.
Shit.
Be quick, Salvatore.
Pazienza, pazienza.
Patience, I think that's what that means. So for people that don't know what he's doing, in the old style safes, they basically had this little device that they could hear inside the safe, and when they slowly turn the knobs, slowly each knob, until they hear a click. And typically there's 3 locks, and the click basically means that a lock has been opened, and then he turns the other way and then keeps moving it until he hears the click. And then the other thing, he keeps turning it the third way, back clockwise again until he hears the click. That's how safecrackers opened these safes back then.
Nice work. Scusami.
Cura! Era collegato all'allarme!
What?
Intrappolato!
Doesn't matter. Come on, we need to get out of here. Vai dietro, dietro.
Now this is gonna get ugly.
Study. Hey.
I hate when they throw Molotovs.
Get up around them. They got me. Salvatore, stay back. I'll deal with him. Throw some flames! Throwing some fire! Got it!
I hate when they throw the Molotovs.
Go up around them! Right there! Jesus! Get me up, fellas!
Yeah, this is... And classic difficulty, this is the hardest difficulty. You gotta really conserve your ammo.
This your first time with a heater?
Okay, there we go.
All on-duty officers, gunshots being reported.
Tommy, prende qua
This guy is
auto.
dangerous.
Take the
You have
car.
permission to shoot.
Finally, I get your first time. Forza! Andiamocene!
No time to pick a lock. Get in. Wait, actually, you know what? Let's take the corrupt politician's car. Oh, this will be good.
Ma che ti prende?
Should say corrupt prosecutor, but corrupt politician. He's still a politician technically.
Presto! Semina gli sfiri! I know! Whatever you're saying, I know! Police?
We lost him. Cars in Beech Hill, keep looking. You can't go far.
Police?
Officers report they're closing in.
Crap. Okay.
We lost him. Cars in Beech Hill, keep looking. You can't go far.
I hope they don't see me here.
Police?
Damn.
A lavorare con te è sempre così?
Getting cold saying we lost sight of the guy. Officers in Oakwood, stay on alert. He's gone. Go back to patrols. Get him next time.
Ah, grazie a Dio. Salvatore, where do I take you now?
Home.
Yeah, where home?
6 and Maple.
Okay, let's go.
Tommy, devo dirti una cosa. Al nostro prossimo lavoro penso io alla cassaforte. Hai capito? Ci ho quasi rimesso la pelle in quella villa. Ed è tutta colpa tua. E impara almeno un po' di italiano. Per rispetto della nostra patria. Ah, è come parlare al mio cane, lo so. Ma Cristo, dovevo dirlo. Non farlo mai più. Mai più.
Okay, okay. Sure.
Can somebody tell me what he said there? I would really appreciate if somebody in the comments could translate that.
Good night.
Night.
Okay, yeah, so that was that chapter there. So I guess we will wrap it up here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. If you did, drop a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.